Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on YouTube? You have tuned into Rules for Rebels. Wanted to take a look at Anchor today. A couple weeks ago, I started an Anchor podcast. Shout out to my man Jackknife Finnegan for kind of turning me on to Anchor. I'd actually heard of Anchor, a while back from Gary Vee. I'd heard a couple other people talk about it, but never really kind of looked into it or investigated it too much. And Jackknife Finnegan, right around the time I did the YouTube interview, the live stream with him, which was a great episode. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. If I remember, I'll try to drop a card above to that episode. We were on for like 3 hours, talked about a bunch of interesting stuff. He's a YouTube gamer. He's also into the gig economy and just a really kind of cool, really nice guy. So shout out to Jackknife Finnegan. Check him out. Give him a follow. But he turned me on to Anchor, and I've been interested in podcasts for a while. My man Jay Capola, who you guys know, he sent in the artwork. He's really active on the channel. Me and him are going to be starting a podcast. I've been dropping a ball. He sent me a plan for it. I've been dropping a ball, so, fuck me, I suck. I will get around to it, but I've just been too busy lately. So I'm sorry about that, Jay, if you're watching. But what I did do, I set up a couple of previous YouTube interviews into podcast episodes, and it's not bad. They pay you. I've only made 8 cents, but then again, I've only had 17 plays, a bunch of which have probably been my own. And I only have 2 or 3 podcasts live. They offer you a $10 CPM, although I just recently got offered a $17 CPM by, I think, Spotify. So essentially, if I read a Spotify ad in the middle of my podcast, they'll give me a little bit of money there. What's really kind of cool about Anchor, you can make an entire podcast on your phone. I also like that they have a computer feature as well. I hate when apps are only phone or when something's only available on the computer. This is available on both. A lot of times it can be kind of a pain in the butt to get files from your phone over to the computer or vice versa. So I kind of like that, you can hop back and forth and it saves your work. And it syndicates your podcast to everything, right? So I got a couple views from Google Podcasts, one from Spotify. I'm not sure what the 8 other are, maybe Apple iTunes or something like that, and then 6 from Anchor. The whole thing's really easy to set up, so I figured I'd kind of give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough. So first things first, I'm going to be turning this YouTube video I just made, the future of Amazon merch, into a podcast. So we just go over here to the Creator Studio, and we're going to download that MP4. And it's going to take a second to download. We're going to come over here and we're going to start a new podcast episode. So let's see here. Let me grab that file here real quick. Okay, so I just grabbed that MP4. Oh, shit. I forgot a step. Actually, I'm surprised it's taken it. The future of Amazon merch. We'll see if it takes the file or if it rejects it. Previously, they would only let you upload MP3s. Let's see if this takes it. Oh, wow, it did take it. That kind of surprised me. What I was actually going to do, there's actually another good app you can get from the Microsoft App Store. It's called My MP4 to My MP3. And if we did want to turn this into, an MP3, we just select the file, which is an MP4 file. We'd start the conversion, and then we'd open the folder and plop that file down into here. But they took my MP4. That saves me a step. Let's say we want to add a I think you guys will be able to hear this. I don't think I will, so I don't have my headphones in. But, they have a whole bunch of, if you want to add little bings, intro sounds, little music, you can do that as well. Let's see. We don't want that. One of the other cool things, if I wanted to record an additional little intro, I can click record, and I could just click new recording. And if I wanted to record a segment, hey guys, this is Rules for Rebels, and this is an episode of our podcast. I hope you enjoy it. And it saves a file. And if I wanted to, I would just drag it over here. Again, this is very, very simple. Drag and drop. Spin into multiple, split. Okay, so that's kind of cool too. I didn't realize you could do that. One of my complaints about this is that a lot of times to get paid the most money for a sponsored ad, they want it in the middle of the podcast instead of at the beginning or the end. And chopping up, I'm not that good at video editing, let alone audio editing. So I thought I was a pain in the butt. I'm going to have to get some program to split the audio. but it looks like they'll let you split your audio as well. So let's say we can add a sponsored segment. Let's see. Are they going to give me a choice to... You know what? I'm going to pause this and grab some headphones real quick. Okay, so what's a little bit different here... Actually, I wanted to see what we're going to hear. Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on YouTube? You have tuned into Rules for Rebels. Today, we're going to be talking about Amazon merch. Okay, so that skipped right into the episode. It's a little bit different on the phone. On the phone, they'll normally show me more sponsors. So right now, the only sponsorship I have is with... Actually, you know what we're going to do? Let's save that. Money... Okay, so this is kind of cool. On your phone, everything's a little bit more tied in, a little bit more intuitive. So Squarespace is offering me a sponsorship, and here you can see my sponsorship with Anchor is a $10 CPM. With Squarespace, it is a $17.50 CPM. So they're going to tell me to read this little segment here. And so this here's one of the cool things about Anchor, right? Like, to set up your own podcast, you need hosting, so you need to go to like Libsyn or something like that, or BeanPod or whatever the other one is. If you wanted to get sponsored, you either have to have people reach out to you, or you would have to reach out to sponsors. Then you have to set up accounts all over the place to syndicate the podcast. Everything is done in one place here. And compared to, say, YouTube, that pays you, what, a $1, $3 CPM for most people. Mine is substantially more, but on average, they say it's 1 to 3. 1750 CPM is pretty good. So let's see what they say here. This ad must be at least 30 seconds long. The ad must appear as a mid-roll in between two segments. So that larger 10 or 12-minute video, I'll have to split in half and put this in the middle. Let's see. We're so glad to be sponsoring your show. Below are some quick notes to help guide your read, but please keep in mind that the best reads are the ones that sound authentic to the voice of the podcast. As such, we encourage you to make the read your own, to weave our value proposition, empowering individuals to create their online web presence or launch their passion project, into words that will connect with your audience. And that's right up my alley, right? That's what I do. That's what my channel's about. That's what I'm about. We've had comedy podcasts give hilarious reads. We've had podcasts geared towards moms, encourage listeners to scoop up the domain of poormommyandotherglass.com. Basically, the more original and creative reads are, the better they tend to perform, and the more money we get to invest in your show. Please read the script tab over, but do not feel limited by it. The most important part of this ad is the call to action. Head or go to or check out squarespace.com/listen for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer LISTEN to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Required parts are in bold. Let's see.
From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. And now, with Squarespace's new email campaigns, you can say more and sell more. Their all-in-one platform makes it easy to unify your brand and voice, from your homepage all the way out to your emails. They've got powerful editing tools to make the email your own, and you can customize your layout for any message. Plus, you've got mobile editing, so you can do it anytime, anywhere. With Squarespace, you can create a beautiful website to showcase your work, to blog, or sell products and services of all kinds, or promote your own physical or online business. Squarespace can do this all by giving you beautiful...
Okay, I don't feel like listening to him. Tips, let's see. Keep in mind this ad may appear in multiple episodes. You should try your best to make it blend seamlessly into any episode. Be yourself and have fun. Make sure your URL and your promo code are clearly. This is how we will track a brand's performance. You may want to say it or spell it. Familiarize yourself with the sponsor so you can effectively promote. Okay, let's get the script. New feature. Okay. Remember to build on the talking points below and make sure domains, websites, online stores, and marketing tools. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Say more, sell more, stand out in any inbox with Squarespace. Email campaigns are all-in-one platform, makes it easy to unify your brand voice from your homepage to your emails. consistent content from website to email, powerful editing tools to make it your own, customizable layouts for any message, mobile. Okay, so, I'm going to kind of read through this kind of thing. Wow, they really went a long spot. Go ahead to check out squarespace.com/listen for a free trial. Okay. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to say rules for rebels, but I'll probably wind up redoing this. We'll do it for here. So let's kick it off. We got the script right in front of us. Let's see here. Hey, what's happening, guys? Rules for Rebels here, and thank you guys for listening to the podcast. I just wanted to take a brief time out to give a shout out to our sponsor, Squarespace. You guys know me, I'm into online. Yeah, I don't like that. I record again. Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Johnny. Thank you for tuning into the Rules for Rebels podcast. I appreciate your guys' support and checking out the channel. I don't like that one either. Let's see, record again. Fuck, I fucked it up again. Hey guys, it's Johnny. Thank you for tuning into the Rules for Rebels podcast. I just wanted to take a brief time out to mention the sponsor of today's podcast, Squarespace.com. Squarespace is an awesome tool for building your own website. For those of you guys who follow my podcast and or my YouTube channel, I'm into entrepreneurship, making money online, etc., etc., etc. But I'm not the best person with building websites or editing videos or a lot of the technical parts. I'm huge on taking action and just getting started as quickly as you can on as small of a budget as you can. That's what side hustles are all about. I'm a huge proponent of side hustles. And Squarespace is one of those tools that allows you to quickly and affordably roll out a new side hustle idea. If you have some inspiration, if you make some craft at home and you want to give it a go selling it, if you want to sell digital products, if you want to start a blog, Squarespace can help anybody within literally just a few minutes, maybe an hour or two at the most, set up a website. Even if you've never set up a website before, it's a drag and drop. What you see is what you get type editor. But unlike Wix and a lot of these other, softwares, Squarespace actually makes a really clean, really nice looking website. If you want to see an example of an awesome looking Squarespace site, there's a bunch of them, but my buddy Glenn Zubia of Hustler Hacks, really successful Amazon merch seller. He tours around kind of teaching and talking and speaking about e-commerce and business. He's been featured in Forbes and Money magazine. His personal website is a Squarespace site. And that kind of surprised me, in a day and age when everybody is all about WordPress, and especially somebody like Glenn, who's a designer by trade. To see somebody like him using Squarespace is pretty impressive. I've recently started working with another large e-commerce business doing probably between $1.4 and $2 million in sales per month. And for one of our new websites that we're rolling out, as well as one that we're kind of redoing, Squarespace is kind of the number one contender for that. So, even, Squarespace is great from the amateur to the professional. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your businesses. Say more, sell more, stand out in any inbox with Squarespace's email campaigns. Our all-in-one platform makes it easy to unify your brand voice from your homepage to your emails. You can have consistent content from website to email, powerful editing tools to make it your own, customizable layouts for any message, mobile editing so you can send anytime, anywhere. And one of the cool things about this, email softwares can get expensive. If you're having to pay for web hosting, plus pay for a domain, plus use an email service, plus a push notification service, Squarespace is rolling out a really cool, really advanced, and seamless email marketing tool. The power is in the list, as they say. But they're rolling out a really cool email marketing service within your Squarespace account. That's really powerful. Create a beautiful website to turn your cool idea into a new website, to showcase your work, to blog or publish content, to sell a product and services of any kind, to promote your physical and online businesses, to announce an upcoming event or a special project, and the new email campaigns are powerful. Own your domain, promote your business. Squarespace has beautiful templates created by world-class designers, Powerful e-commerce functionality lets you sell anything online. The ability to customize the look and feel and settings, products, and more with just a few clicks. Really powerful stuff. Everything is optimized for mobile right out of the box. A new way to buy domains and choose from over 200 extensions. Analytics that help you grow in real time. Built-in search engine optimization, so you don't need to be an expert at SEO to get your site up on there on Google and get some traffic, which is eventually what you're all after, whether you're looking to sell things online or get your message out. Free and secure hosting. You're not also having to pay for hosting. Nothing to patch or upgrade ever. That's one of the benefits of being on a platform like Squarespace. And 24/7 award-winning support. Head to squarespace.com/listen for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code LISTEN to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, so I'm guessing that they're going to want to review that before success. Your ad is okay. It's ready to run on the podcast. I thought they were going to review it. Okay, and they want that one featured as a mid-roll. So we're going to go back to our dashboard. Okay, edit audio. Now we're going to have to split this, split into multiple segments. I actually hadn't done this before, so this is actually pretty neat here. Let's see here. Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on? So this is a short podcast. My ad is about like a quarter of the podcast. I guess we'll put this at about 8 minutes in. Split here. Save and split. Okay, so that's going to split it into 2 segments there. Okay, let's see here. I was like, why can't I see what's at the bottom? Okay, oh shit, here we go, okay. No? Okay, so here's what's frustrating me is now I can't find we got the transitions. Why can't I find the fucking ad? Oh, add a sponsored segment. Hey guys, this is so easy as I stumble around, right? Okay, so we'll drop that in the middle. And let's see what this starts with. Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on YouTube? You have tuned into Rules for Rebels. Today we're... Okay, so I've been meaning to kind of start making my intros a little bit more geared toward the podcast and YouTube so I can kind of use the content twice. Sometimes, you know, if I really wanted to make this perfect, I'd probably cut out the beginning and do more of a podcast intro, but I just kind of want to get this uploaded and done with. You know, we'll do just for shits and giggles. Let's oops. Okay, so we'll drop the bling right before the sponsored ad, and I think we're pretty much good to go, right? We got the first half of the episode. We got our little bling transition. And we'll drop another bling in after. Add some production value, right, guys? We'll drop that up there. And we're good to go here. So we're going to save this. And, you know, you can drop a picture in that's going to appear on the podcast sites and things like that. But let's see. The future of the Merch by Amazon program. Unlimited products and global program. Okay, and you know I'm gonna pause this for a second while I type out a little thing. I'll probably redo it later, but give me a second here. Okay, guys, so I typed out a little thing, just kind of a little preview of what the episode's about. I'm kind of new to podcasting. I'm not sure how SEO plays a role, if at all, into the podcasting world. I'm guessing maybe your title and description and things like that here kind of play a role for people searching different podcast softwares, but who knows? I clicked this to publish everywhere, and I think it's going to publish it on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Castbox, Google Play Music, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Radio Public, Stitcher, and TuneIn. So with one click of that button, it's going to syndicate this everywhere and upload a custom episode image. So let me hop over to Canva and make something real quick for that. Actually, I got one. 1 second. Okay, so hopped over to Canva, made this quick little image. Not very good, but whatever. We can always change it later. And that's our little custom episode. I should probably get something consistent so every episode's the same with a different title, but whatever. And let's see, we got save as a draft or publish episodes. We're going to publish this episode right now. See, is it published? And then normally for like a day after this, okay, it is published. So if we wanted to share it on Twitter, we could share it on Twitter. We could share it on Facebook. We copy the URL of the podcast and share it on our blog. This is kind of cool. We actually get the embed code. So if I did want to embed this podcast into a website, if on rulesforrebels.com I wanted to create a page where I listed all my podcasts, I could embed them right there. And then we can view the episode and kind of see what it's going to look like to the viewer. And I got to change. I think this is kind of the... for some reason it didn't... Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on YouTube? You have... for you guys. Anyhow, for whatever reason it didn't upload my picture. I'll hop back in there in a minute and do it. But I mean, essentially... this took 22 minutes because I was kind of explaining things to you, but this is literally how easy it is to create a podcast. When I was talking to Jackknife Finnegan, what I thought was really cool, he has a job where he works late into the evenings on the weekends, and he was telling me, when he's driving home at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, he's falling asleep sometimes, and so he actually started his podcast kind of as a way to keep himself awake. And, a lot of people, myself included, make a lot of car videos. It's like, well, shit, if I'm stuck in the car for 45 minutes or an hour, I might as well be productive and create some content. So he's creating content on what otherwise would be a boring drive. He's keeping himself awake, and his podcast is actually kind of sharing interesting and funny news stories. But, that's like the dude's actually making a podcast in his car. So that kind of shows you how cool that is. I guess people can also support your podcast and donate. But yeah, we pretty much made a full podcast in this video. If we wanted to, you can actually record I had the audio going into this, like you guys saw from the beginning. We downloaded the MP4 and got it started. But I mean, literally, I could click record and record the whole episode right here. They also have some cool features. I haven't really played around with this, but if you wanted to do a call-in show, Anchor allows you to call somebody on your phone. So you're making your podcast from your phone. Anchor allows you to call a guest. If you want to have audience members be able to call in and do kind of like a Dave Ramsey call-in style show, you can do that as well. So Anchor does literally everything for you. And as you saw, it's like super easy drag and drop. So if any of you guys have any interest in starting a podcast, I would highly recommend Anchor. I'm not an expert with it, but if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'd be happy to help you out. And I'm always down to be like a guest on podcasts. So if any of you guys want to start your own podcast and want to have me on, I don't care if you got no viewers, whatever. I'll come on anybody's podcast. So feel free to hit me up, rulesforrebels@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.